Hi folks, so welcome to our channel, welcome to the sixth video of this playlist in which we will be talking about Java programming language. At the beginning of this video, I want to say you something that we have created a WhatsApp group in which every people who watches this video or the other videos in our playlist are very much welcome to learn Java programming and all that stuff. We are waiting to fill up the group by 10 candidates so that we can start uploading our assignments and any other group discussion topics there. Till now our group has only 5 or 6 people in it, so that's why we are not encouraged to go further. I want that number to go up to 250 because the more number of members we get, more to interact with our subscribers and all that. So this is for your own benefit only, because I know that this video will reach up to many people who want to just have a basic idea or a basic knowledge about some Java programming and all that. So to have a deeper understanding and also have to have a deeper insight into this programming language, you all are invited into that WhatsApp group. So for the part we have already discussed, that we have discussed in our last video the existence of for loop in programming languages, which is very important. Now today we will be discussing another type of loop, but first of all we will discuss a program which will be using a for loop in it. So today we will be printing this series. This series we will be discussing, in which we will be adding 1 square plus 4 square plus 7 square up to n terms. That means basically what we are going to do in this series is that the first term 1 will be squared, means 1 into 1 will be calculated, that is 1, plus in the second position what will happen, we will increment the counter, means the value 1 will be incremented by 3. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4 here. Now 4, in the second position 4 will be squared upon, and the result will be printed as such, 1 plus 16. Then again the third position, at the third position what will happen, 4 plus 3 is equal to 7, and its square will be calculated, and total up to n terms, the n's value we will be providing as a user input. Now how much we input, that depends on us obviously, but the output will be generated on that number of terms only. For example, if we input 7, that means up to 7th position it will be calculated and total will be displayed as a sum. So we are just displaying the sum of the series. So here in this program what we have got, we have, as it is, we have got this class statement. Okay, I generally use this name test as it is very short and very easy to type upon, so that's why I use test. This main method is already same which I have already discussed in our previous videos, but here we have already discussed in the last video that we are using arguments to pass upon, so that we can easily take input from the user demanding which type of input they want to give. Now in the main programming part we are declaring 3 types of variables. This integer k1, k is equal to 1, that means it will hold the index value, that means this value will be held by that k is equal to 1. Now this sq variable is a square variable. What it will calculate, it will calculate the index variable's square value. For example, if we are calculating that 1 into 2 means 1 square, that means it will be held by the variable sq. Now I think this video length will be going out of bounds, but okay, we will try to finish it shortly. Now integer sum is equal to 0. That means this sum, this whole series, this whole sum of the series will be, the value will be calculated and the value will be stored in this variable. So that is why we have initialized this value as sum is equal to 0. Now coming to this part, this for loop, this is the main part. What we have already said in the previous videos is that the any types of loop, be it for while or be it for do while, these statements always act as a driver statement in your coding or in your program. So in this situation we are doing repetitive work, means we are first squaring the number at a particular position and then going to the next position, incrementing it and again squaring it. This is our basic function, and this basic function will be used here with the example of a for statement. Now this for statement already has some conditions in it. As you can see, integer I is equal to 1. We have already discussed that I is our index variable. I is less than equal to n. Why it is less than equal to n? We have already discussed that n is the number of terms which the user is giving us to us, and we are just keeping it as the parameter for our for loop. And this I plus plus statement means I is equal to I plus 1. That means it is incrementing the counter by 1. Now when I is equal to 1, the first position, it will print as SQ is equal to 1 into 1. That means squared's value is 1 square. The sum value is sum plus square, means 0 plus 1, the value is 1, sum's variable value is 1. And again it is coming to this part where k is equal to k plus 3. That means k's value is 1 and it's incrementing it by 3. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. The next term automatically gets uploaded, that its value becomes 4 here after this loop terminates here. Now the control statement again comes out here, and then the print ln statement, the print ln part where the result is uploaded as sum. Now before this term gets executed, before this line gets executed, already we have seen that the user has given more than 1, means the index value variable is more than 1. Why more than 1? Because the user will generally not use a value which is less than the index value. Means if you input n's value as 0, the program will not work. So you have to give such a thing that it will always, the index values, the index variables value will be always smaller than the user input. We have to get in mind. So before this line gets printed, we again, the control statement again goes to this part, this again to this line where we have updated values. We have updated values or updated transfer market values for football players, just as before the every season happens. So this is our updated values, and we get to see that again the square value gets changed, and again this sum value gets changed, and again this k part is changing. Now it comes to this print statement and prints the result after doing this iteration for n number of times. So we will be executing our program control plus k, and it's executed. Closing this window, again we will be entering our integer variable. It is demanding an integer variable, so here we will be entering 7, and yeah, 952 is the result. That means 1 square plus 4 square plus 7 square, like this it will go up to 7th term and then calculate this sum. So it's absolutely correct in this case. There is no time to calculate this result, so I think we must stop here and let's go to the next part of the video. Thanks.